Greetings loyal subscribers and honoured guests, and welcome to part 1 of what it will be at least 3 parts, possibly 4, for my August 2022 pickups. Before I get into the trailers and the games, I've got a bit of hardware to show you. You might recognise this, it's a PlayStation Move controller. Basically I saw this for sale in CEX when I had some credit. And I decided to pick it up for, the main reason being I want to try getting into Dreams again on the PS4, well for the PS5 my version, and I don't like the regular controls, so the Move controls are a lot easier to get into, I think, so I'm going to try that. I also got the navigation controller, which is like a nunchuck equivalent. If this was like a Wiimote, you'd hold them in a similar fashion. And then I also got the official gun attachment. You slide the Move into the top there, and then you can hold it like a gun, which is good for certain games. And of course I've also got the PS3 eye camera, because it doesn't function without one. And I've also got the PS4 camera and an adapter, so that it works with my PS5, because I'm going to need that if I'm going to use it with Dreams. So yeah, quite a lot of hardware just to get this working, but I think it's been worth it, and the games for the Move are really cheap. And speaking of which, let's get going with those. I'm going to show you 6 games this time, 4 of them in the Move collection that I've built up, and there'll be more Move games in the other parts. So anyway, this is the first one, and this is Heavy Rain Move Edition, and you can see this is part of the Essentials re-release range, because I don't think the Move Edition ever came out physically, not as an Essentials disc, because yeah, it was a re-release and they patched in the Move controls. But if you buy the regular version and launch it, then it will just update itself with the Move stuff anyway, so you won't miss out on that. I just wanted the physical disc with the Move stuff on the packaging. So let's take a look at the trailer for that one, and I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, so Heavy Rain I think might be my favourite of all of Quantic Dream's games, although I did quite like Detroit Become Human, to be honest, although a lot of people didn't seem overly keen on it. But if you're not familiar with this game, you're on the hunt for a serial killer. You take control of, I think it's 5 different characters. Ethan Mars, I think, is the main character, whose son has been abducted by the origami killer, and then you play as a private detective, this girl who I think was called Madison, and a FBI agent. I think maybe there's only 4 characters actually. But yeah, this version of the game, as the name suggests, has added Move controls where you have to quickly react and waggle the Move in different directions. And I've tried this out for a few hours, and in general it works pretty well. There was just a few instances where the controls weren't entirely intuitive, or they didn't seem to react in the way that I wanted them to, but it's been pretty good fun and quite immersive. I have played the game before, but it was a long time ago, so it's quite good fun going back to it now, even though I know what happens. But anyway, let's switch back to Big Dave. So next up I have Dead Space 2 Limited Edition, but that's not really the reason why I bought this. I've already got Dead Space 2 on the Xbox 360. The reason I've got this is it comes with a full version of Dead Space Extraction for the Move. So let's have a look at the trailer for Dead Space Extraction, which will be the Wii trailer, I think, because I couldn't find a PS3 specific trailer, but it's the same game, it'll just look better on the PS3. So this will be the Extraction trailer. It's an 18 plus, as you can see, because it's quite a gory game. The Dead Space series are horror, of course, so this is vaguely what it's going to look like, but with improved textures and everything. But it's basically a on-rails light gun shooter, and I have played it on the Wii a little bit in the past. Didn't get too far into it because I hadn't played any of the other Dead Space games, so I decided to put it on the back burner until I had at least played Dead Space 1, which came out before it. But yeah, it's very highly regarded. Barely sold any copies on the Wii, which I think is part of the reason why they re-released it on the PS3, and it was nice of them to give it away for free in the limited edition of Dead Space 2. So number 4 is another game that I have had on the Wii before, and I've picked up again, and this is House of the Dead Overkill Extended Cut, and the Extended Cut is exclusive to this PS3 re-release, and it's extra levels and stuff. But let's have a look. Yeah, I haven't had much history with the House of the Dead series. This is really the only one that I've played extensively outside of a couple of goes on House of the Dead 2, I think, in the arcades. And it's obviously going for a very grindhouse, Tarantino-esque style presentation with the old celluloid effects on the screen and everything, and the style of the music and the characters, and the extreme gore and swearing that's present in the game as well. So yeah, it is quite a an adult game, but it's quite immature at the same time. I wouldn't say the gameplay was amazing. I did play through the entire game with my brother back in the day, and it's not as fun as the more sort of skillful shooting games that we prefer, like more of the shooting gallery style things with multipliers and things like that. But it's entertaining for a few hours at least, and it needed to be part of my Move collection now that I'm building up a set of games for it. So yeah, it's worth a look if you like light gun shooters. And then the last of the Move games for this part is probably the best one in this part as well. Time Crisis Raising Storm. This is actually a triple pack, if you can see there. It comes with the main Time Crisis Raising Storm game, and then it also comes with Time Crisis 4 and Dead Storm Pirates, which is an unrelated but similar light gun arcade game, but based on pirates, very similar to something like Pirates of the Caribbean. So yeah, let's have a quick look at Raising Storm then. I've had a good fun with this. I've played each of the 3 games a little bit. Not progressed very far because they can be quite tough, but the more you play them, and you unlock more credits and everything, and I think eventually, if I play it enough, I'll be able to play it in free play. But I've enjoyed it. The Raising Storm game is quite a lot different from classic Time Crisis, because you have things like machine guns and grenade launchers and shotguns, in addition to just your standard pistol that you have had in the older games. So it's a lot more over the top, and you just blast things away. Yeah, it's less popping out of cover and trying to precisely take people out with headshots and stuff and popping back into cover. It's more just sort of mowing down waves of terrorists with machine guns and stuff like that. And you can play it with another player. All of these games have 2 player. There's Dead Storm Pirates, so I've enjoyed that one so far because of the pirate theme and the skeletons and stuff that you gun down. So yeah, Anyway, let's switch back. So those are the Move games for this part, but I'll be going over more Move games in the other parts. But now there's a couple of new games for me to show you, both on the Switch. So the first one is one that I was really quite excited about, which is the Turtles Cowabunga collection. So let's switch over to the trailer. I played a load of these old Turtles games growing up. In particular, the first two on the Game Boy. That one there. Fall of the Foot Clan was the one I spent a lot of time playing, and then I also put a lot of money into the original arcade brawler when I used to go on holidays. And I've played a fair bit of Turtles in Time and Tournament Fighters on the SNES as well. I never played the NES version of the first game. I played the Commodore 64 version, which is the same game essentially, but I never liked it. It's not a good game. A lot of people have nostalgic feelings for it because it's what they played growing up, and at the time it was the only Turtles game out there. But it's not a good game. It's terrible. But all the other games on this collection, I would say, are decent. So they more than make up for it. There's 13 games in total, and there's a ton of extra materials like scanned manuals and other sketches and things like that. So it's a good collection. And now there's just one more thing, and that is PacMan World Repack. And I wasn't sure whether I would get this, to be honest. Yeah, I had pre-ordered this PacMan game online from Game initially, and then halfway through the month I sort of changed my mind and cancelled my pre-order because I wasn't sure what my money situation would be. But the day came when the game actually came out, and I just decided to pop down to Game in the town and collect a copy. And I do like these old PacMan games. I like any sort of older style 3D platformers, to be honest. And I've got PacMan World 2 and 3 on the GameCube, but I never played this original version on the PS1. So, but from what I can tell, this is quite a nice remake. The visuals have been improved, and there's sort of little quality of life things that they've added, like you collect the letters to spell Pac-Man in each level for a bonus, and in the old version, if you missed the letter, you couldn't, it wouldn't reappear unless you came out of the level and tried it again. But in this one, if you miss a letter, you can just come back and it will respawn eventually, and that's a lot less hassle. So it's not the most amazing platformer in the world. It's not going to trouble the likes of Super Mario Galaxy or Psychonauts 2 or anything like that, but it's fun, and it wasn't a full price game. It was sort of a mid-price release. So yeah, so that concludes part 1. So I'll be back next week with another batch of Move games. So thank you for watching. I'll see you again on the next part, and in the meantime, take care.